Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex Lord. It's Big Hat Friday, and since my dog ripped up the big hat, I'm joining Alex with the cowboy hat. You buy $1,000 hat in Aspen, you have to wear it every once in a while. Like when am I going to wear this? It was one of those purchases where you buy it like six drinks in. It's like, and then you like realize like what the hell was I doing? And like the person selling it to you, they're like, oh, do you want to add a pin? Like, yeah. Do you want to add a feather? Oh, it's $200. Like I got a tiger on here. I got an LSU tiger, and they're selling me like, selling a guy that's six drinks in might be the easiest thing to do in life. Like it might be the easiest because I was like, yeah, man, just throw it on there. Like I checked my card the next day. I'm like, what was I doing? What was I doing? And now I have to wear this hat. Like it has to be worn at some point. Anyways, we are talking a lot. We got a great show in for you today. It's not all going to be about my cowboy hat, but it is Big Hat Friday. So put on your big hat. We're going to start with Nick Anderson. Hits the 60-day IL. And I described this as brutal, and people were like, well, it's not that brutal. And listen, the Braves are going to be fine. Like they got Jesse Chavez and Dylan Lee. Those are basically Nick Anderson type people. Like they can easily sub in and whatever. I think it's brutal more for Nick Anderson. Nick Anderson's a guy that if you're not familiar with, was one of the better relievers in the league for the Tampa Bay Rays. Was injured for 3 straight seasons. I mean, he was basically, I think he threw maybe 6 innings from 2019 or 2020 to 2022. He threw like 6 innings, comes back, has a comeback year, signs a non-guaranteed deal with the Braves, is having a great season, whether regression was in line or not. Finally, like getting back into his career, and then he suffers this. Now, I heard people say things like, maybe it's just the Braves manipulating the roster. And I've talked about roster manipulation, and Alex Anthopoulos does that. You don't put a pitcher on the 60-day IL for roster manipulation purposes. 15-day IL to figure things out, sure. Especially since Anderson hasn't thrown but 30 innings in a season over the last 3 seasons. So he's already at 35. Maybe you want to rest him, put him on the 15-day IL, bring someone else up, blah, blah, blah. The 60-day IL, that tells me it's something a little more massive blow for him and his career more than it is for the Braves. The Braves will be just fine. But I do want to say this brings up the thing that we've been talking about. The bullpen is now it was already the top priority. I think this puts an emphasis on you got to go get another bullpen arm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think best case scenario, though, for Nick Anderson is this is kind of like a Max Fried precautionary thing. There might not be damage. We haven't gotten details just yet. I'm sure it'll come in the next few days of what's actually wrong. But hopefully it's just precautionary and they're just slowing him down. But again, we've said it time and time again. Kirby Yates and Nick Anderson have been, phenomenal for the Braves this year. And they're great, comeback stories. It seems like Kirby Yates has really found it again. We don't want those guys pitching. I don't want those guys pitching in high leverage situations in October. I want to be able to get to the 7th inning and have 7, 8, 9. We need another guy right there with AJ Minter and Raciel Iglesias, whether it's a, setup guy or, that high powered closer, whatever it is. I just want to have that like sense of security. And though Nick Anderson, was performing well, you don't want him in that situation. You don't want him in, the 7th. I did not want him coming in the 7th inning of the NLDS, NLCS, whatever. I just didn't want it. It's a terrible thing for him. Yeah, the Braves will be just fine. They had a surplus of bullpen arms already. Dylan Lee's on the comeback. Jesse Lee should be back. And we've got the trade deadline.
I love that. Jesse Lee. Yep. Jesse Lee. I love that guy.
Jesse Chavez. The Braves are going to be just fine. And I wonder if he had not gotten injured, let's just say health, aside, all these guys come in, would they have added another, reliever?
I think they would. I don't like I said, I don't think it really changes too much on the front because you have Dylan Lee and Jesse Chavez, who are basically all kind of similar relievers. They're all, I think, in my opinion, middle relievers. I'm going to push back a little on the Kirby Yates thing because Kirby Yates was one of the best pitchers in the league with the same stuff that he has right now. It's not like he has like decreased velocity and was like throwing 98 when he was the best pitcher in the league. He was throwing 94, 95, had one of the nastiest splitters, and that's what we've seen. And like, listen, his K9 over the last month is close to 15. I mean, he has been a beast. So I do think if Kirby Yates keeps showing this, he could be your 7th inning guy, and you should feel confident about that. I know it's not overpowering stuff, but that is who he is, and he has been that in the past. And if he keeps pitching like he's been pitching, I think I definitely trust him. Nick Anderson, I'm with you there. I don't know. That's not a guy that I want coming in, setting up games in the NLDS or the NLCS. We'll see how the thing shapes out. I still think getting another bullpen arm is the move because, listen, you got a guy, and we've talked about Vaughn Grissom. You have a trade chip there. And I don't think Vaughn Grissom fits anything that the Braves need in now or in the future. Like, he's not going to be a left fielder. They haven't even tried to move him out in left field.
That's a good point. Why not? Why not that he can't? Why not? Why are we still playing him at shortstop when the obvious, in case Orlando Arcia, is that still the long-term play? I don't want to shift the conversation completely, but that's a good point that we should talk about. I mean, he's playing there to be a trade chip because shortstops are much more valuable than left fielders? Or in case Orlando Arcia doesn't pan out, there's one clear hole on this team for the future, and it's left field. So, you see what I'm saying? What could be the approach there other than we're just trying to keep his trade value up?
I think the trade value and the Orlando Arcia thing, because I think Orlando Arcia, listen, he had a great first half, obviously deservedly went to the All-Star game. He was one of the best shortstops in the National League, deserved all the credit. I think it is Orlando Arcia the long-term option there because, yes, left field's a hole, but I still view shortstop as a hole too because I'm not sure that Orlando Arcia is going to be the guy. I don't think Vaughn Grissom is going to ever be able to play shortstop, though. I think the Braves know that. And if that's the case, you do have a trade chip here. You're trying to win a World Series. And I think Vaughn Grissom can get you a guy that's not just a reliever this year. Like, it could be a two-year guy, a 2 or 3 year guy. Like, I think he's good enough to get you that. I think he has value. He's been good in AAA. He's shown that he can hit at the major league level last year. And I just don't see where he fits in on this team. If he can't play shortstop, I don't see where he fits in. Because even in left field, I don't love it because you need guys that can hit bombs in left field. Like, left field is a power hitting position because look who's playing there. Eddie Rosario, Marcell Ozuna. Like, those are the guys that hit in left field. They hit 30 homers. You can find a left fielder that's not that good in defense, stick him in left field and hit 30 homers. That's your left fielder. Vaughn Grissom's not that guy. So I don't love him in left field. I don't think he's that valuable in left field. He's valuable at shortstop. He can play shortstop. I don't think he can play shortstop. If that's the case and the Braves think that he's your trade chip, you go out and you go get a guy like Kenley Jansen or whatever the hell you need. But that is my opinion. I think the Braves need to get this. And I think that the Nick Anderson thing only emphasizes that you got to go get a guy. And we talked about Kenley Jansen. I don't think David Bednar of the Pirates is realistic because he's going to cost an arm and a leg. He's got 3 more years of control. Scott Barlow from the Royals, even Jordan Hicks. He's not going to cost Vaughn Grissom, but go get a power arm. Go get your guy, and I think the Braves will be just fine.
Yeah, Vaughn Grissom is, a huge trade chip. I just did something maybe last week on the site about Vaughn Grissom. Go check it out, sportstalkatl.com. Also on our YouTube, Sports Talk ATL, all social media, Sports Talk ATL. That when are you going to use that trade chip? What is the plan for Vaughn Grissom? Because to me, you said it. There is no obvious place for him on this team. Even if Orlando Arcia regresses a bit offensively, even to what he was, that just slightly above, league average guy, I think the Braves are still happy with that because he plays good defense. He plays good defense at shortstop, and the lineup is just insane. You don't need your 9th guy, your 9th best hitter to be, an all-star, even though he is. Like, what is
the thing is there aren't that shortstops in the league that hit very well, like in general. Like in general, there's just not. I mean, even the guys that are like all-stars, like your Francisco.
And I want to say one more thing that Vaughn Grissom, a lot of Braves fans, they're going to be that kind of people, scared money don't make money. Trade Vaughn Grissom away to make the team better right now. Like, if you could do hindsight 2020, people are going to be like, well, no, we keep Vaughn Grissom because, he's a really good hitter. He's a really good hitter. But we trade a guy and then we get a nasty reliever. And that guy propels us to a World Series. You do it every single day of the week. Every day of the week, you do it. We're in the smack dab of the championship window. We got to do everything to maximize our chances winning a World Series. I don't care. I love Vaughn Grissom, and I think he's going to be a really good pro.
And I love his
care.
attitude. I think he fits in perfectly. The problem is he doesn't fit in to what we need. And if he cannot play shortstop at this level, there is no place for him on this roster. It is that simple. There is no place. He's not going to play second base. You got Ozzie Albies. It's not happening. He's not playing left field. It doesn't work. He doesn't have the power bat to hit in left field. If he cannot play shortstop, it's that simple. Now he can go play infield for another team. He can go play third base for another team. He cannot play on the Braves because we don't have an option there. He's got to play shortstop or it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I think he gets straight at the deadline. Bold prediction. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk some college football and some make it or break it years for second-year coaches and other programs.